I had trust issues for a long time.
Press the button and the window fogs instantly. Where does trust come in? All I need to do is create a glass wall.
I feel like until I do have a good reason.
Is this where I'm gonna get in trouble for something
you're not
I'm
getting in
unaware
trouble
of?
for
Did I do
anything.
something I don't know? I'm gonna conflict myself right now because we never get mad at each other.
No, we'd never get mad at each other.
That's what was going on. We share the same bed most of the time. Do you trust me or not? What do you do when one spouse travels quite a bit and the other one's at home? And sometimes it can add this narrative in your head that maybe challenges trust.
Yeah, for sure challenges trust.
We're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
You're going to talk about
okay,
that.
we're both going to talk about that.
Yeah, what do you have to say?
I was going to say, I feel like I've been kind of thinking about this and
Wait a minute.
the...
Are you going to throw something at me? It's going to be a surprise.
No, I'm
Am I in
talking
trouble
about-
for something?
No, not this
Okay.
time. Talking about like the compromises and having discussions, knowing where each other stands before you go on a trip or the other spouse or whoever goes on trips.
Did somebody say something to you I should be concerned with?
I don't know. Is there something I should be concerned with?
No.
Anyway, I'm saying like I feel like 15 years ago, me would not have been so trusting and okay with you traveling and doing these things that you do now. I feel like I was too, whether it was not, you've never given me a reason not to trust you, but it's easy to build assumptions in your head and things like that when you don't know what's going on and you're not there and you don't know who's there and all those kinds of things. So I think it's important
Yeah.
to have a discussion and know where both of you stand and what expectations there are.
Well, 15 years ago, since we've been dating for 30 now, we'd only been dating for 15 years. No, 16.
Yeah.
15 and a half.
Okay.
So, all that said, we were pretty new in our relationship.
I know, but I'm just saying I was still very, it takes a long time to get a little more comfortable and mature into certain things because we had a lot of trust issues, not because you did something. I had trust issues for a long time.
Yeah.
A long time, so it caused a lot of issues.
I get that. And I know that it can be challenging, especially for couples. And it's not uncommon when people do travel like that. Oftentimes they're promiscuous or they end up in things that they shouldn't be in on all kinds of trips.
Right.
So what do you do about it?
That's what I'm saying. You need to have discussions, and I feel like in every person's needs are different. Like I don't know, I've never done that, like traveled business wise or done things like that by
Oh,
myself.
I don't trust you to
So
do that.
I'm saying like I don't know how you would be, but we had a discussion a long time ago. I remember
We did?
Yes, a long time ago. Because I was going to say this doesn't have to just do it could be not just travel related. It could be anything where I know we had a thing with going to lunch or something with just someone of the opposite sex.
Yeah.
Just two people like that. And we had a discussion a long time ago that we shouldn't do things like that. And then you tried to say, well, it's business and things like that. So, you know, I've tried to be more okay with that part of it. I still don't feel comfortable with it. I don't know what you would feel if that was me having lunch with another man that, whether it was business or not. I'm just saying either or.
Yeah.
What would it be either or? But yeah.
I get all that. I get it. The problem I have is obviously in business or
Yeah.
owning multiple businesses, I have clients that are male and
Right.
female. And sometimes while I don't insert myself into, hey, you want to grab lunch with a female counterpart, there are times where it was appropriate
Yeah.
for business to have a lunch type meeting. Now, you know my position, I think.
Yeah.
I'm of the camp that, look, if you're going to honor God in your marriage, in all things, you shouldn't put yourself in a place of danger or opportunity, I should say.
Yeah.
And maybe it's not you, maybe it's the other person
Right.
who is, looking through a lens of opportunity, but still yet, it still can create kind of a thing, and then you bring that home. So I get the feeling there.
Right.
But it's challenging because obviously there's business that has to
Yes.
happen, and I have some large clients
Yeah.
who are females, and I've even had times where they've come to the office and I've asked them, and I think we've talked about
Yeah.
this before. out of respect for them and out of respect for, our marriage and everything, I say, hey, are you comfortable having a meeting in my office, or would you rather sit, out here or wherever? Now, obviously my office is set up with multiple chairs and stuff on the other side of my desk, and it's more comfortable, and I'm in my element, but we could do it either way. And then I leave the door open also. I never close the door or leave any question that anybody walking by wouldn't be able to see in transparency. Now, I know how we could solve it. All I need to do is create a glass wall for my office. That would be awesome. I should do that. Then I could close the door and everybody could see, and it wouldn't feel like we were being transparent.
You need to do the frost button like we have on the one where you push the button and it frosts the glass out. Okay, we have to diverge just a minute. Coolest thing ever. So we discovered this door, and it has this privacy button on the back of it. It's on a house of ours where when you go in, it's a bathroom, it's a pool bathroom. So I guess, if you're changing and stuff in there, we don't use it that way, but we just use it as a restroom. But if you're changing in there, you go in and there's a little battery pack slid in the door, you press the button and the window fogs instantly. Crazy.
It's the craziest thing. I'm not sure how it works. I'm usually pretty intuitive, but anyway,
it's pretty cool.
We just diverted. That was really cool. But anyway, I'm just saying, I do make attempts to make sure that I'm being transparent. But at some point, where does trust come in?
Yes, and that's the thing is, like, when I think there was one time with the traveling as much, I don't feel like I don't have a trust issue with that. I feel like, should I?
Because I have several trips coming up.
No, I know, but that's why I'm like, I feel like it's weird for me not to feel like, and it's not jealous. It's not a jealous thing. It's more of a fear of not knowing what's going on. Not knowing who are you with, who are you talking to, what do you do, like, what are you doing?
It's the narrative that spins in your head.
Do you go to your room after you go out socially? Like that. I mean,
at
I know
2, 3 in the morning, I do.
I'm just saying.
I mean, of course, I have to sleep.
Yes, I know. Oh my gosh. Anyway, you know
Just
what I mean.
kidding.
I'm just saying, like, I do trust you, because I feel like you haven't given me, and you've said that to me many times. I have never given you a reason not to trust me, and so I feel like until I do have a good reason, I'm way okay. I'm a lot more okay with the traveling stuff and not feeling super uncomfortable. But then I also am one of the people, like, I know that a few trips ago you went and
wait a minute, or
it was more
is this where I'm gonna get in trouble for something
you're
that
not
I'm
getting in
unaware
trouble
of?
for
Did I do
anything.
something I don't know?
I don't know. I don't
Tell
know what
me,
you did.
what did I do this time?
No, I was saying it was a trip where it was like we actually didn't talk much. We had more texting than we actually talked on the phone. It was kind of a few days of. It was only a couple days.
Were we mad at each other?
No.
Because we never get mad at each other.
No, we'd never get mad at each other. Anyway, no, it was just kind of an unplug for, you said to kind of the separation type of thing is good
Which trip?
sometimes. The Palm Beach trip, I think.
Palm Beach trip.
Anyway,
Oh,
and that was fine. Yeah, and
yeah.
it didn't dawn on me. I knew I didn't talk to you much, but I was fine with the text here and there. But that's like some people, like as I was looking at different things for this topic, some people could care less when their spouse is gone and they don't talk at all. Other people need the more of checking in here and there, and so you do kind of have an idea of what's going on. And yeah, I mean, that's how I am. I feel like if you just send me a text or we at least have some communication during the day at some point, then I feel okay. But if I just don't hear from you at all, then my mind starts going.
So I don't know how most guys feel, but here's kind of how I am. I get what you're saying, and when you're gone somewhere, I feel the same. I get it. So I don't know why. I'm gonna conflict myself right now.
Okay. Well, I don't go anywhere.
But either way, let me share the point. I feel like, and I told you this, when we go on a trip like that, it makes me feel closer to you because I start missing you. Because I'm not in proximity to you. But if I'm texting you like every 3 seconds or, hi, hon, what's going on? Nothing. We just spoke 3 minutes ago. What are you doing now?
Silly.
I'm standing in a different room now. Oh, I moved to the other couch or whatever it may be. Who cares?
Right.
Then it doesn't feel like you had any breaks. So to me, some of it feels like it makes me appreciate you more, as weird as that may sound, when we have some time away, we have some time to separate, and obviously we live together and we share the same bed. Most of the time, depending on if you need to watch TV for 3 more hours past bedtime, then you end up in a different room. But outside of that, that's another whole conversation.
True.
But the point is, so I feel like when I travel, some of the lack of communication creates this anticipation of when I come home to see you.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And that's what I'm saying. I'm fine with just getting a text or whenever, a couple of texts a day, just say, hey, or how's your, because you'll text me and say, what have you been doing or something, but it's fine. Like, that's what I mean. I'm okay with that. At least I'm hearing something from you.
On the flip
I'm
side.
fine with not having 50 calls a day.
Yeah, and on the flip side, I'm also, it's not just because of that, it's also usually when I'm traveling and I'm at events and stuff.
You're busy.
It's busy, yeah.
Oh.
It is not, so a lot of my travel lately has been conferences and things like that, and it's exhausting.
Right.
I mean, it's like you start off with some networking, or they start off first thing in the morning, and you're chasing just to get breakfast if you have time to do that. Then you're in conference all day, then it's lunch, and you're working lunch, and you're networking through lunch. And then it's the afternoon sessions, and you're going through there, and it's just grueling and exhausting. And then you need to take advantage of the time and the people that you're meeting and the resources there, so you can kind of pull everything together and take the advantage of the trip, of the purpose of the trip, which is usually business related. And so then you're doing dinner, and then you're staying out late and everything else, and you come back and you go to bed and you're like,
yeah. And that's why I usually don't text you much, because I figure when you're not busy, you'll shoot me a text or something, because you're constantly go when you're on these trips.
Yeah, so I think the crux of it really is this, the way I see it, and you tell me if you see it the same way. If we haven't given each other a reason, I know that sounds terrible, well, I don't want to wait until you have the opportunity, but if you've never had a reason, and we've never between each other had a reason to mistrust or not trust each other. Yeah. So until there's a reason, don't you think you're required, or a responsible person would extend trust?
Yes, I think that's true. And I feel like too, before, like things that people could do, like we did, you set those boundaries ahead of time before it gets to a point where, there's all this mistrust and all these things like we've talked about, don't go to dinner with the opposite sex or whatnot, whatever your boundaries might be with each other. But so each of you are clear on what is expected, if you're traveling or I'm traveling or whatever.
Yeah, and look, obviously from a business perspective, and my whole history of, I'm 37 years as an entrepreneur, there are times where I've had intermingling with men and women, obviously.
Right.
But I do believe that you should do your best, and you should not, you really shouldn't be planning dinners and long events with the opposite sex alone. Yeah. If it's in a group, like most of the time, there may be 10 of us.
Yeah, and that's totally
5, 10, 15. Last event, I think, where were we? Boston? Boston, I think, there was probably 30 people. There was multiple tables of everybody, in this mix. Yeah. And, our team made some great connections because of it, so it was fruitful.
Yeah.
But, it was a mix of men and women, and we had fun, and it was a safe environment. But, guys, if you're the one traveling, and this goes for the women too, if you're the one traveling, whichever one you are, whichever man or woman that you are who are traveling and doing this type of thing, it's your job to make sure you're reassuring and making your spouse feel comfortable. So if I need to text you more, then you need to tell me, hey, I just need to hear from you more, and it will make me feel better. I don't hear that, but I'm hearing it now.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I'm fine with how it has been, but yes, some people need more than that. So I feel like years ago I would have needed more than that.
Years ago, you would have been like every 3 seconds.
Yes, I would have been calling you constantly.
What are you doing?
What are you doing right now?
Who do I hear speaking? Who's with you?
Yes.
What time did you go to bed?
Yeah.
What did you eat for dinner? With who?
Degree.
I'm just kidding. It wasn't that bad.
No, but it was a lot worse, though. It was definitely worse.
You were a different person. And we were younger, and there's less trust. And, you get older, you get tired, and you don't care as much.
Yeah, I do care. I just
I know I didn't mean it like that, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Okay. So let's bring it home.
Yep.
What do you tell a wife who's in your position? Because it's hard to speak to the other person, but what would you tell or share with a wife in your position who may be struggling with the same thing as they navigate a husband who's in my position and traveling and doing these things where maybe her mind spins and the narrative makes her anxious or untrusting of her husband?
Yeah, that's the hard part, because I feel like I can't give great advice on that, because I'm not as like that as much anymore.
Well, you can.
I know how easy it is to let your mind just go.
Hold on. You can give advice.
Well, I know, but
because you've got a 30-year journey of dealing with this guy.
Well, yeah.
So you've gone through all extremes, and you've already said, hold on, you've already said that you're a different person now than what you were then. So yes, you should be able to give some advice and speak to somebody who's struggling with that, you absolutely have earned that.
Yeah, our thing is over time, I've just matured over time. And like we've said, you have not given me a reason. I don't have a reason to not trust you. And so the big thing is to try and just not let your mind go there and think the worst all the time, that you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing when it's innocent.
Do you think you've matured over time, or do you think that we've had enough conversations to settle some of your concerns? Because part of what you said was, when we talked about it and said, hey, you don't have any reasons to not trust me. So if you had reasons, then it's real hard to get rid of that stuff and grow out of it.
Yeah.
But so which is it? Do you think it's just because of time, or because we've had communication and talking to each other and being transparent about that?
I think both.
Yeah.
I think both. For
Okay.
sure.
Okay. Good. So let's wrap it up. Basically, this is something that everybody deals with. People deal with it differently, but in our journey, we've dealt with it. We've had some struggles, and then we've kind of had some resolve to where it's easier now. But I think at the end of the day, we both agree that, look, you got to get on the same page with your spouse.
Yes.
And if you've done something in the past that's in your past, being untrusting, then man, that's hard to get out of. You've got to just be 200% of whatever your spouse needs to cover that thought, so her mind or his mind doesn't go there until you've healed from whatever that is. But if you don't have it, then you have to extend some trust, because you don't have a reason, and it's unfair to shackle each other based on no data.
Right, and that's what, I'm not trying to go back into it, but that is one thing I would say is what we did was talk to your spouse and tell them how you're feeling about the situation and how you're letting your mind wander. And like we did, we had to have discussions because maybe he or she doesn't know what is going on with you.
That's a good point. So being transparent, because if you don't speak what you're going through, then it just comes out in
just going to be fighting.
Yeah.
So
that's what was going on.
that's what.
I'm just kidding. Okay, so we're in a good spot. I'm thankful that we're past some of that in our life, but hopefully this conversation was helpful to some who may be in this spot right now and trying to figure out how to navigate it. So hope that was helpful. If you've got other techniques that you've learned or dealt with one traveling spouse and trust issues, we'd love to hear your comments. Chime in, join the conversation. We'll see you next time.